Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Nirmal here, and in this video we're going to do the detailed and full review of the Honor 7X. So the Honor 7X is the latest mid-range phone in India, pricing starting at rupees 12,999, and this phone comes with quite good specifications, and this is one of those devices with 18:9 aspect ratio display. That's a full HD plus resolution display. It is powered by the Kirin 659 octa-core chipset. It has 4GB RAM, two variants, 32GB storage and 64GB storage, and it has 3340 mAh battery along with Android 7.0 Nougat out of the box, and it has EMUI 5.1. So that was the specifications of the Honor 7X. So let's get started with the detailed aspects. So first up, let's have a look at the design and build quality. So design wise, you can see the Honor 7X is quite similar to what we have seen on the Honor 9i with a full view 18:9 aspect ratio display. It's almost a full view display. You can see the bezels are kept to minimal, although it's not a bezel-less smartphone. The bezels are kept to minimal. You can see that the on-screen navigation buttons helps to reduce the space below the display. You can see the Honor branding. The top houses the 8-megapixel camera. We don't have a dual camera setup here, but it's a single 8-megapixel shooter. On the rear panel, you can see the dual camera. It's a 16-megapixel primary camera, secondary 2-megapixel camera, LED flash, fingerprint scanner, and on the right side you can see the power and volume keys included. The bottom panel houses the 3.5mm audio jack, the USB micro USB charging slot, and the speaker unit. And the left side houses the SIM tray. It's not a dedicated SD card; it's a hybrid SIM card. So overall, even though it's a 6 inches display, it feels quite compact because of the 18:9 aspect ratio and thanks to the slim design. And the build quality is really good. It's made of metal unibody construction and feels solid and well built phone, and overall build quality is pretty impressive for a phone in this price segment. So we don't have anything to complain in the design and build quality. Now let's talk about the display. So the phone comes with a 5.99-inch Full HD Plus resolution display with an aspect ratio of 18:9. So the current trend is 18:9 aspect ratio, and the display is quite similar to what we have seen on the Honor 9i. But unlike the Honor 9i, where we mentioned that the display outdoor brightness was not that good, here we would say that the display has been improved and it feels like a quite vibrant and colorful display. The viewing angles are really good. The touch response also feels pretty smooth overall. There is hardly anything to complain on the display except for the fact that there is no protection offered on the display. We don't have any confirmation of any protection offered on this display. So other than that, the display feels quite vibrant, colorful, and it's a really good display in this price segment. Next up, let's talk about the software. So the phone is powered by EMUI 5.1 on top of Android 7.0. So you can see that the EMUI version is the latest version, although EMUI 8 has been released with Android Oreo, but now we have Nougat out of the box. So it is EMUI 5.1, and EMUI 5.1 offers lots of additional options. And one of them being we have the home screen style. We have the standard layout or with an app drawer layout, and if you go to the smart assistants, it offers tons of additional features like floating dock, motion control, one-handed UI, mirror share, and lot of features are included. There is also support for themes, and under the apps you can see there is an app to in feature wherein you can run two instances of the same app. So overall the software feels really good, and also the notifications and quick toggles are really useful. So EMUI is one of those really good polished UIs are available right now and does a really good job altogether. Now let's talk about the performance. So the phone is powered by the Kirin 659 octa-core chipset, which is the same chipset which powers the Honor 9i as well. So we have 4GB RAM and two variants, the 32GB storage and 64GB internal storage. So the Kirin 659 is a quite good mid-range chipset, very similar to what we have seen on the Snapdragon 625 in terms of the performance. Here again you could see that the performance of the Honor 7X is really good. There is hardly anything to complain. The multitasking is really smooth, and when we did the speed test comparison of this device alongside the Xiaomi's Mi A1 and Moto G5s Plus, we found that the device was equally performing UI in terms of the speed test, and the memory management is terrific on this device. So overall performance side, we don't really have anything to complain in day-to-day performance. But when it comes to gaming, that's where the Honor 7X struggled a bit, because the GPU isn't really powerful, and you could see the gaming performance was not as smooth as what we have seen on the Xiaomi's Mi A1 or the Moto G5s Plus. While it can play games in medium graphic settings, but high graphic settings it is not really suitable, and you could see some lags and hiccups here and there. Now other than that, the phone comes with the dual SIM cards, VoLTE and 4G LTE support, and the call quality of this device was really good. We did not have any sort of issues, and the signal reception was really excellent. Now the speaker performance has been improved. You can see the speaker is mounted at the bottom, and the speaker performance looks quite good when compared to the Honor 6X, but it's not as good as the Xiaomi's Mi A1 in terms of the overall performance. And the phone also comes with the USB OTG support, and you get 32 and 64GB storage variant. We have a 128 gigs of storage variant. We are not really sure about that whether it will come to India, but there is 128GB storage variant as well. The phone also comes with a fingerprint scanner mounted on the rear panel, and the fingerprint scanner does a really good job. It's fast and accurate and does the job pretty well. And other than using it to unlock the device, you can also use a lot of features like browsing the gallery, unlocking apps, and using the fingerprint scanner to take selfies as well. So overall, the fingerprint scanner experience is really good on the Honor 7X. Let's talk about the important aspect, the cameras. So it comes with a dual camera, very similar to what we've seen on the Honor 9i. We have a 16 megapixel primary camera and a secondary 2 megapixel camera for depth sensing, and there is an LED flash as well. Now on the front panel, we do not have a dual camera like the 9i. Instead, it has an 8 megapixel shooter, and there is no LED flash, it is a screen flash. Now looking at the camera samples taken with this device, we feel the Honor 7X is definitely an improved version of the Honor 6X with great camera abilities, excellent image quality, and we feel one of the best smartphones in this price segment with great camera abilities. So the color quality and the overall sharpness levels and the clarity of the photos looks really good in daylight conditions, and we also done a detailed camera comparison with the Xiaomi's Mi A1, Moto G5s Plus, and also the Honor 9i, and we feel this is definitely one of the good camera smartphones in this price segment. Now talking about the low light performance, it was kind of not the best experience, but we feel this is a decent performance overall in terms of the low light experience. Now other than that, the phone also can take some portrait images, but again portrait images was not that great, and the selfie experience although it does not come with a dual camera like the 9i, it does a good job altogether with selfies. You won't be disappointed with the selfie performance, and there is also bokeh mode which is not very accurate, but it does get the job done with good imaging abilities for the selfies. So that is the camera aspect of the Honor 7X. Overall, we are pretty impressed with the camera. We also done a detailed camera review. You can also check out that video. Now finally, the battery performance. So the phone comes with a 3340 mAh battery, and one of the disappointing aspects is that there is no fast charging, and it takes around almost 2 hours 30 minutes to charge the device, which is quite higher for a phone which is released in 2017. But having said that, the battery performance is quite good, and you can get around 5 to 6 hours on screen time, and slightly above a day of performance with the 3340 mAh battery, which we feel is a good performer considering that this has an 18:9 full view 6 inches display. So that was the battery performance. So now summing up, how good is the Honor 7X for a price of 12,999? We feel the Honor 7X is a good overall package with a great display, good build quality, excellent software performance, good overall performance, cameras are good, the battery life is above average. So there is hardly anything to complain on the Honor 7X. But having said that, there are some minor cons on the Honor 7X as well. There is no fast charging support, and the time taken to charge the device is pretty high, and the gaming performance was not very impressive. Again, some lags was happening, and also the low light performance could have been a tad better. But having said that, these are some minor issues. Unless you are really into gaming, the Honor 7X is definitely a great device to buy, and it's a big thumbs up from us for the Honor 7X, and it's a good worthy overall package priced 12,999. So that was a detailed review of the Honor 7X with the pros and cons. So hope you enjoyed watching this video. You can buy this device on Amazon. Both the variants are available on Amazon. 32GB storage variant priced 12,999, and the 64GB storage variant priced 15,999. So thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.